So it's time to cut the drive shafts. I'll zoom in a little here. Hopefully you can see it. Keep my hands between here. So I marked it. I gotta cut here. Now I should be doing Dremel. I doubt I'm gonna be able to cut this like this. If I had a much bigger. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I'm gonna need a Dremel. Dremel time. I'll be back. Alright, a Dremel is gonna have to be used. So here we go. I'm gonna try to do this quick. I'm actually doing this late at night. I don't want to make too much noise, so let's cut this quickly. Gotta make sure this is all. These don't go in, even though you think it does. They don't go all the way in. So, how much can you see here? You got this here. I got the screw in there, so it's not going to go all the way, but see that? You got the ring here, so you need that space. But that means this one actually goes all the way in. This one does not. So I need to cut about, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch off. Let's take a piece off. I'm forcing it. I shouldn't be forcing it. Alright. So let's hope that's enough. What's funny is that when you Dremel it, it's so much easier to cut these little... You can keep cutting and cutting and around it if you're doing it thin. So... see if we can find the correct. That's as much as it went in. I hope that's enough. Trying to save a little time here. This video is getting really long. Okay. So let's see if this works. This is exactly. There might be 2 exactly. But seems to be working. That's the hole right there. Put that in. Got it. Is there any play here? This was so tight that I don't know if it's because it was dirty. Anyways, little secret. I actually ended up using, like I said, I buy extra ones. I used the front one. So one of the short ones from, I think it was, I bought a set that was meant for the Bronco. from the kit before because I knew I was going to do this. So I bought a Bronco kit knowing that these are going to be shorter. But if you don't, you're just going to have to cut them. Put them, measure them, cut them. Cut a little bit on the inside if you have to. Yeah, see, there's some play there. There's enough to... That's good. All I want to know is that this is working. So, here we go for the test. Let's put the little hook on it. We're going to do this manually. So, let's get all the wheels going. Here we go. What's going on here? Put that stuff in the way. Something's hitting the front. If you can tell, I don't know why something's rubbing on this truck. But here we go, 4-wheel drive. Pull it back. Oh! Where's the second gear? My second gear might have moved. There you go. The little shifter. Unless something's rubbing. Nothing's rubbing. I see this one's a tiny bit rubbing. I'm forgetting I'm recording. I just need to take care of this piece right here. There we go. Let's see if that makes any noise. Put the shifter. Make sure the shifter's all the way in. There we go. No noise. So now this shifter over here, I'm going to hold it with my hand. So, 4-wheel drive, and then lock front. Well, this is locked. Of course, there's the option of putting it in the center so that this is neutral. Like this. They say you can get, if you turn these off in neutral while you steer, you get better steering. I've noticed when you're in loose dirt, the truck doesn't go nowhere unless you're in 4x4. So, lock them. You can drag and pivot around. Go forward. 4-wheel drive. That's the dig unit. We're basically done for the dig unit. The only thing left now, you need to mimic this. Here, put a little hook here, and then like I ran it all the way across to the servo back here with the servo saver. Or if you want to come up with something yourself, go ahead and do it. That's where building it yourself comes in. You do whatever you want. I think this is the cleanest. It's a straight line, perfect height all the way across. I'm actually going to work on wanting to use one of these little ones somewhere back here, which will go inside of here. Hopefully, my issue is making sure it clears the battery. That's my only issue. That's why for now, go with the servo in the back. Remember, take the back, put it to the front, take the one in the front, put it in the rear to have a servo mount. If you did the front mount conversion, if you haven't done it and this servo is still here, then you're going to have to buy a new servo mount, which is meant for the front, but put it in the rear. Okay? That's about it, I believe. Put everything back together as far as the battery mount goes. This one hides somewhere back here like this, between these two screws. It's the way they do it. It's the way they had it. So remember, these Go in at an angle, vertical. Pops in. What am I doing? These go exactly where the screw holes are. They're little notches. Pop it in. You'll feel it. There. Except this servo cable. And then just put your 2 screws here. 2 screws back here if you want. You know, but leave this out. Jesus. Go ahead and work on your servo. Mount the servo. Mount your hook. I used piano wire. I went to the hobby store. If you go to a hobby store that has airplane parts, you'll find something what they call piano wire. You put a hook here. If you're going to use the other servo saver, you got to put another hook on the other side. Try to get it as exact center. You'll have to adjust your endpoints. If not, at the end, since it's not threaded, unless you buy a long threaded one meant for airplanes, use something like this. There's actually a screw that goes down here, so it can go direct without a saver. Or using a servo saver, this goes into the servo, your rod goes through here, put the screw in it to hold it in place. There's a risk it might slide. Hopefully it doesn't, if you tighten it nice and well. And that's it. Run it. Make sure you got a remote control with an extra channel for a servo. Hopefully you have a remote that has endpoints. You want it to go all the way in. You don't want to put too much pressure on it. You'll cause too much friction in here. I know if you're using a Traxxas remote, you might have an issue setting points. That's where having a spring system the way I did comes into play. Because if you don't have access to doing the points, then run it all the way in. Set your servo all the way to the inside. Set this point the max as it is. Make that one so that this never has too much pressure. When it pulls off to the lock, use a spring mechanism the way I did with the pen. That'll be kind of like your servo saver. It'll help keep you away from having the problem of burning out a servo. But I hope you have a remote with endpoint adjustment. That'll be the best thing you can do. Thank you very much. I know this was long. That's it. The rest is up to you. Have a good day. Enjoy. I hope you had fun doing this build. My name is Danny, Dexter's Design. You can also find me on RC Locos. Thank you. Goodbye.